I've only grilled on the Blackjack. Now I want to see what it does when it comes to indirect cooking. I have me a small 1 pound prime 1 flat. I'm gonna put it on the Blackjack. I've already seasoned it, and you know, I kind of went undecided, not really sure what to season with, either with salt and pepper or go ahead and use the Holy Gospel by Meat Church. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go with the Meat Church Holy Gospel. I haven't used that rub in a while. It's a fantastic rub, so went ahead with that. Season both sides. I did trim off just a little bit of fat, not much on there. I mean, it's a small little flat. I mean, you ain't gonna find much on there. And I've already got charcoal going. I placed all the charcoal on one side, and I'm gonna light up maybe 8 to 10 briquettes on one side, so hopefully it can burn from one side to the other, slow pace. We'll see how it does. As if you've been watching my videos, you know that the damper on there on my Blackjack came, I don't know if it came damaged, but it wasn't properly fitted on there, and it has like a gap on there, and so I know it's gonna probably be hard to maintain the temp, because if I want to go for like 250, I have a feeling that it's going to the temp's going to be high, so I might have to just like completely close the damper and just adjust the top of the smokestack, and you know, just the temp there. We'll see. But if it goes over 300, well, I'll be doing that flat over 300 degrees, so we'll see. But you know, it's going to be a good day, so let's get it started. That's how it's set up. Got some hickory wood chunks. And here is that prime 1 flat. I'm gonna go and place it right there. Fat cap up. And then we'll let it go for about 2 hours, then I'll check it. So let's get our smoke on. Alright, 1 hour has passed and I got the damper shut all the way. Let's see. I'm gonna say it's reading close to 375. Let's see if I can get you in there to see. That's reading 273. So my Inkbird's reading 273, and that's great level. Well, this is reading at 375. Obviously it's higher because I placed all my briquettes on this side. Since the smokestack is right here, I need to put it on the opposite side. So that's one thing to consider whenever you're going to be doing indirect cooking, is that never trust these temp gauges, because on this Blackjack, because you're going to need to put your heat source on this side, because you want the heat to travel from this side to go up through the smokestack. So when you do that, you need to put your meat on this side, because if you're smoking, that smoke needs to go through the meat and it's going to go through out here. So that's something to think about and see how off it is. So don't trust that whenever you're cooking indirect. But as you see here, how closed that is, it's almost closed. And then I showed you again, the bottom damper closed all the way. So yeah, and I ended up taking off the wood chunks, because when I noticed whenever the first wood chunk lit up, I mean the temp spiked up close to 300, and it stayed relatively close to that number. So I was like, well, let me take the wood chunks off, maybe that's, you know, not helping. And then it's gone down to 273. So 273 is not, you know, the temp I wanted at. I would love it to go lower, trying to get it lower. You know, I don't want to cook it too fast. I want to sit back, relax, see how well it does cooking low, slow. But temps keep going up. You know, I mean, as you saw, damper closed, smokestack is almost closed. So, which is kind of just, I don't want to say frustrating, but it's like, I read these reviews online and they talk about the 360 air intake, the damper, how well it works to control temperature from high temps to low temps. And then mine, it's just like, you know, a bummer because trying to control the temperature, but it's like that damper, you know, I'm putting that blame on the damper and the way it came shipped to me, and you know, I'm guessing that's why, you know, I can't get the temps that I wanted to get. So when I put it out there though, about a week ago I did contact Oklahoma Joe's and they are sending me a replacement damper, but it won't get here, they said, probably till the next 4 to 6 weeks because there's none in stock. So I gotta wait on that. So hopefully that's all it is, since that damper I have right now is not sitting flush around the bottom of the kettle. You know, that's my only reason why I can't get the temps down, you know. And the way the briquettes are placed in here, done many times, you know, with the other kettle that starts with the W, don't want to say its name because, you know, but the way it's configured right now with briquettes in this Blackjack, it's worked so well on that kettle, other kettle. So, you know, just, you know, it's a learning process, learning the grill, you know. But hopefully that's all it is, just that damper, and then whenever I get it in, I'll replace it, and hopefully it fits a lot better and I can control the temp better, because, you know, I love for it to go down to 250, even lower than that, but we'll see. Just want to give you a little heads up after an hour. We'll continue on. Alright, temp sitting at 280. It's been 2 hours. That's reading a little over 375. So 280 temp grate level, a little over 275 temp gauge. You see, it's my charcoal. It's like halfway there already. And then the brisket flat, looking good. I'm gonna spray it down with some apple juice. But it's looking good. Now you can see where the smokestack is. It lines up where the meat's at, and then your source of heat right there. So just to give you an idea that this temp gauge is to register all the heat, and then your smokestacks right here is where the meat's at. So just to give you an idea of where you place your food at. Alright, we're 4 hours in. The top's reading 325. So if you can see, 273. That's the cooking grate. So let's check it. Oh yeah, that's a nice color. Nice color. And then there's the charcoal. It's burning. It got maybe another hour and a half, I would say. And then what I'm going to do once it gets to this point, and then I'm going to load up the charcoal again to go like that, so it'll burn this way. But that's looking good. Spritz it like that. And I did turn it around, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it this way. It's looking good. It's got a nice color to it, nice bark. 4 hours in. At the 6 hour mark, we'll check it out, see how it looks. But let's continue on. 6 hours in. Temperature grade on the cooking grate is at 261. Hopefully you can see. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, that's a nice cutter. Look at that. Oh man, that is nice. Hopefully you can see it. You know what? Let's check the temp on it. Oh, 208, 210, 207, 29. Oh man, it is done after 6 hours. And that's what's left. Man, that's nice. Hopefully y'all can see it pretty good. The sound has come out. Hopefully y'all can see it. Man, it looks nice. But it's done. I mean, it went in like butter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap it up in butcher paper, let it rest for about an hour, and then we'll cut into it. Alright, it's rested for 2 hours. And a towel, obviously, and butcher paper, and I put it into an ice chest. So let's check it out. Oh yeah, look at that. Isn't that nice? Look at that. Beautiful. Let's get a closer look on it. Ooh, that's some nice bark right there, right? Look at that. That is nice. Oh man, look at that. Let's dice into it. Six-hour cook. To be honest, I didn't think that it would take that soon. 6 hours, because normally I've done just a brisket flat or brisket point, and it's taking longer than 6 hours, like even like 9 hours to cook. So for this to do 6 hours, and I'm pretty sure the reason why it cooked so fast was because, as you see in the beginning of the video, it was just so hard to control the temps. I mean, it was reaching up to 300, and it would slowly go down and it would go back up. So, you know, it was tough to try to get it to the temp that I wanted to go, which was 250. But as the cook went on, I knew that was impossible. And I do not want to put the whole blame on the kettle itself, on the Blackjack. I want to put blame on the damper, you know, because if you've seen my videos, if you've seen how it looks, how the damper looks, there's a large gap. Even when you close it, fully close it, there's still a large gap. The air goes in. And when I contacted Oklahoma Jones about it, you know, they were fantastic. No wrong on Oklahoma Jones' part when it comes to customer service. They were awesome. They listened to me, and they told me that they were going to send me another damper, brand new one. It's going to take another 4 to 6 weeks to get here because they said they don't have none in stock, which I'm fine. And I thought, I was like, you know what, maybe I should hold off this cook, wait till I get the damper and see how it cooks. But who knows? I mean, maybe there's some people who bought this kettle and they've had the same issue that I have, where the damper doesn't sit properly around the kettle, doesn't sit flush. I mean, I can't be the only one, right? But that's why I kind of wanted to still make this video, just to show that if you do have this issue, you will come across. But when you think about it, maybe I put too much charcoal in there on one side of the kettle. Maybe. I mean, but that's how I've done it on the other kettle, you know, and had no issues at all. And you can go look at YouTube to see that with the Weber kettles. And how the way I did it with this Blackjack Kettle, when I lit up my charcoal one side for indirect cooking. And you can, I mean, every kettle is different. Oklahoma Jones, they wanted to do different from the Weber Kettle. They went this route. But other than that, I mean, it went up to 300 and never went over 300. I'll tell you that much. The way I did it, the way you saw it, it did not go over 300. Eventually, once the charcoal started to die down, it did go down to like 253. You know, and it was great. But I mean, it took 6 hours to cook everything. So, but the high temp heat, you know, that's what made it cook even faster. Because to be honest, I thought that normally when I cook either the point or the flat, man, it takes me about 9 hours to cook. Like if it's a regular brisket, like a regular full pack of brisket. But no, I mean it cooked within 6 hours. I mean, I don't know if you can see. I mean, look at that. Look at that, easy to pull apart. Oh yeah. And it's delicious. But that just goes to show, when it comes to the barbecue, you just never know how long your meat's gonna take to cook. Honestly, from all the briskets, from all the flats, to the points that I've cooked, they've usually cooked a long time. But I'm telling you, man, this is tender. It's just pull apart. I mean, oh my God, it's tender. And I went with that meat church for the gospel. If you're gonna go and buy any rub in the store, buy Meat Church Holy Gospel. Oh man, it is so delicious. It really is. You will not be disappointed. I love that rub. Black and pepper, Texas style, but that Holy Gospel Meat Church does the job. It does the job. But in conclusion, honestly, I think if the damper, if I receive the damper correctly, the way it should be, the way it should sit flush around the kettle, to be honest, I don't think I would have this issue where I couldn't control the temp, because I had the damper closed fully, and then the top smoke shack just barely opened. Barely opened. And that helped me get at least the temps to 270, 275, and eventually, once the charcoal starts to die out, it did go down to 263, to 255, you know, and I did cook some sausage, and I did go ahead and put some more briquettes in there. And maybe because of my situation, the way I look at it, I think the next cook, if I do want to do indirect cooking, I'm going to have to go and put less charcoal, kind of do like in a way of a snake method, in a way. but put less charcoal than I did in this setup. You know, maybe that's gonna help with my situation. But if you have the Blackjack Kettle and you don't have an issue with the damper where it's, I mean, even when you close it, the gap is so wide. I mean, it's just, I don't want to say it's frustrating, but when I read reviews online from people who have the Blackjack, and they say the temperature control is so awesome, they can control the temperatures, like, you know, I want that with my kettle, but I guess, you know, my kettle's just faulty, and, you know, it happens, right? I mean, look at the Broncos, the Oklahoma Broncos. Right when they first came out, the air intake on the side didn't sit properly. So you had a little gap with the air intake, so air can go in through there. So what do Oklahoma Joes do? Scarborough, Oklahoma Joes. If you request it, they sent you another air intake, properly air intake, to sit properly, and you're great. And you know, maybe that's just what's gonna happen with this kettle, with the Blackjack. Maybe it's the same situation with the Bronco with their air intake. I don't know, you know, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully mine experience, you don't experience it when it comes to your Blackjack, because honestly, I love the way it looks. I love the way it grills, and I want to keep going with it. I want to keep pushing it out there on my channel to say, hey, purchase it. When it comes to grilling, fantastic. But because of my situation, because of the damper, you know, give me some time, and we'll see how it comes when it comes to indirect cooking. You know, I did this cook, and then you know, maybe I'll do some chicken, do some pork butts, and we'll see. But whenever I get the new damper, I'll let you know. I'll show you it. I'll put it on, and then I'll test it, and then I'll see if it was just damper. If it was a damper, then it's awesome. But if it wasn't the damper, then it's just my kettle. You know, but this is my, you know, I'm gonna be straight with y'all. You know, what you see, what I'm telling you, that's how it is. I'm sorry for going this long. You might think I'm babbling, but I'm just trying to get you this information to what I experienced cooking on it. Hopefully it helps you. And but overall, I'm still happy, because look at that. Easy to pull apart, 6 hours on just a flat. That just fell off. On just a flat, and it's cooked, and the bark is beautiful. That Holy Gospel, go out there, get the Holy Gospel, get it. But stick with me. We'll continue on this journey when it comes to barbecue with the Blackjack Kettle. I'll see when it comes, whenever I get the new damper, and then we'll go from some, you know, indirect cooking. See how it goes. I'll put another, either a flat or a point, maybe a whole brisket. Who knows? But I get on there, and then we'll see. But I'll tell you what, this just pulls apart. I'm gonna let you know. I smoked on that Weber before. I've done a point and a brisket. But the Weber has never done this before, where it just literally just pulls apart. I'm just gonna give you that much. From all the trouble I faced in this cook, it easily just pulls apart. I haven't experienced that with the Weber. So here you go. Till next video, stick with me. Continue on this journey with the Blackjack Kettle. Let's get to it. And as usual, smoke on, everyone. We'll see you again.